As the first rays of the dawn kissed the horizon, the sun began its daily work, warming the earth and awakening the sleeping garden. The soil, rich and dark, absorbed the gentle heat, preparing for another day of growth and abundance. Grandma Elara, a figure as familiar to the garden as the morning dew, moved gracefully through her verdant domain, a woven basket resting comfortably in the crook of her arm. Her steps were light, her presence a gentle reassurance to the life that thrived around her. She greeted each plant like an old friend, her fingers tracing the delicate veins of leaves, her eyes scanning for signs of ripeness or need. Each touch was a silent conversation, a sharing of energy between woman and nature. With practiced ease, she began her harvest, picking fragrant coriander, its scent sharp and clean in the morning air. The leaves, vibrant green and bursting with flavor, would soon add their magic to her culinary creations. Then came the plump tomatoes, their skins glistening red under the sun, each one a tiny jewel of summer's bounty. She carefully plucked them from their vines, knowing the burst of sweetness they would bring. And finally the fiery green chilies, their vibrant color a warning of the heat they held within. She chose them with care, knowing just the right amount to add a spark to her dishes. Her hands, though aged and weathered by years of working the land, were sure and steady, guided by an innate knowledge passed down through generations. With gentle persistence, she unearthed ginger and turmeric, their earthy fragrance filling the air as she brushed away the clinging soil. Their aromas promised warmth and healing, a testament to the garden's power to nourish both body and soul. These roots held the secrets of ancient remedies, passed down through generations. The garden was a vibrant jumble, a tapestry of textures and hues, where different plants grew side by side in harmonious chaos. There were no rigid rows, no sterile uniformity, just life and color everywhere, a testament to the beauty of natural diversity. It was a sanctuary where nature reigned supreme. Elara's ritual was more than gathering food. It was a sacred act, a communion with the earth that sustained her. It was a daily conversation with the land, a silent exchange of gratitude and respect. She listened to the whispers of the wind and the secrets held within the soil. She selected sweet carrots, their orange bodies pulled from the cool earth, and glossy curry leaves, their fragrance intoxicating as she plucked them from the branch. Each ingredient chosen not just for its flavor but for its vitality, its life force that would nourish her family. She understood the power of fresh, wholesome food. The basket grew heavy with nature's gifts, a testament to the earth's generosity and Elara's diligent care. It was a palette of colors and scents, a symphony of textures and tastes, a feast for the senses. Every harvest was a connection to her village's soul, a reminder of the traditions and values that had sustained them for generations. It was a promise of nourishment, not just for the body but for the spirit, a way to keep her family healthy and strong. With her basket full, brimming with the garden's bounty, Elara paused, her gaze sweeping over the landscape. She took a deep breath, filling her lungs with the crisp morning air, grateful for the earth's abundance and the simple beauty of the moment. She knew these ingredients would become more than a meal. They would be a symbol of her love and care. They would be comfort and healing for her family, a way to nourish their bodies and soothe their souls. The garden's bounty was the heart of her kitchen, the source of all her culinary inspiration, and the foundation of her family's well-being. It was the start of her secret soup, a recipe passed down through generations, a potion of health and happiness. With a gentle smile, Elara turned toward her rustic cottage, its walls weathered by time and love. She was ready for the next step in her cherished ritual, the transformation of garden bounty into a nourishing meal. The promise of a nourishing broth, simmering with the flavors of the garden, was already in the air, a fragrant invitation to gather around the table. Elara walked towards the shaded coop, the late afternoon sun dappling through the leaves above. It was a familiar path, one she had walked countless times before, each time with a similar purpose in mind. This was where her chickens roamed freely, a vibrant tapestry of feathers and clucking filling the air. They were healthy and content, scratching at the earth, pecking at stray seeds, living as chickens should. She believed a happy bird made the best soup, its meat infused with the very essence of a good life. It wasn't just about sustenance, it was about capturing the spirit of the animal. Its vitality was an essential ingredient, a reflection of the care and respect she poured into raising them. The energy of the chicken would translate directly into the nourishing qualities of the soup. Observing her flock with a discerning eye, she searched for a young, bright-eyed hen, one that possessed both vigor and a certain gentle quality. The ideal hen would be plump, but not fatty, a sign of good health and proper nourishment, but not overindulgence. This careful selection was a skill passed down through generations, a legacy of knowledge whispered from grandmother to mother to daughter. Her gaze finally settled on a confident, glossy-feathered hen, its plumage shimmering in the sunlight, its movements sure and graceful. With calm, practiced hands, she entered the coop, her presence a familiar one to the birds within. She moved slowly and deliberately to avoid distress, her movements gentle and reassuring. She murmured thanks to the chosen hen, a quiet expression of gratitude for the sacrifice it was about to make. It was a way of honoring its role in nourishing her family, acknowledging the cycle of life and sustenance. The bird nestled quietly in her arms, seemingly accepting of its fate, its body warm and soft against her skin. It was as if understanding its purpose, a silent agreement between woman and animal. In the village, life and death were respected cycles, intertwined and inseparable, a natural part of existence. And this act was one of gratitude, not cruelty, a recognition of the gift being given, a deep respect for the natural world. Ilara returned to her kitchen, the hen cradled securely in her arms, her heart filled with a sense of purpose. She was ready to continue the tradition, to transform this humble bird into a source of nourishment and healing. The chicken would become more than food. It would be a vessel for something far greater. It was medicine, love, a tangible expression of care and concern for her family's well-being. It was also a link to her ancestors, a continuation of the culinary traditions that had sustained them for generations. This was the way of her people, a deeply ingrained understanding of the interconnectedness of life and food. It was a ritual that sustained them for generations, a testament to the power of tradition and the wisdom of the past. The next step awaited, the transformation of the chicken into a nourishing and restorative soup. It was where care and respect would shape every part of the meal, from the initial preparation to the final simmering of the broth. The heart of the soup was now in her hands, ready to be transformed into a source of comfort and healing. Ilara prepared the chicken on a stone slab beneath the tamarind tree, using her old boti blade. She worked with precision, cleaning and jointing the bird with practiced ease. Pin feathers were plucked, the skin singed over a small flame for flavor and purity. She expertly separated the legs, thighs, wings and breast, keeping bones whole for a rich broth. Even the feet and neck were saved, knowing their value for a gelatin-rich stock. The chicken was washed and patted dry, each piece placed in a clay pot. This was more than butchery. It was a ritual of respect, ensuring every part would nourish her family. The old ways, honored in every step, promised a soup filled with goodness. Ilara looked at her work, satisfied that tradition and care would soon become sustenance. The foundation of her healing soup was ready. The next stage would bring the garden and the bird together. Ilara turned to her heavy stone mortar and pestle, a tool passed down through generations. She believed hand grinding released the true soul of each spice. Ginger and garlic went in first, pounded into a coarse, fragrant paste. The steady rhythm of the pestle was the heartbeat of her kitchen. Black pepper, cloves, and cinnamon followed, each chosen for their healing properties. The aromas mingled, creating a complex, harmonious fragrance. Fresh coriander and curry leaves were gently bruised, not crushed, to release their oils. Grated turmeric root added a brilliant orange hue and earthy scent. The resulting paste was a symphony of nature's finest, prepared with love and intention. This was the soul of her soup, the secret that transformed simple broth into elixir. Ilara smiled, knowing the magic was in the blending. The mortar and pestle held generations of wisdom in every turn. The next step would bring all these elements together over the fire. The alchemy was about to begin. Ilara's outdoor kitchen centered on a simple fire pit, stones blackened by years of meals. She stacked mango wood and coconut husks, knowing their smoke would perfume the soup. With practiced hands, she lit the fire, watching flames grow and settle into glowing embers. The clay handi pot was placed directly on the coals, its surface seasoned by countless meals. Cooking in clay, she believed, preserved delicate flavors and nutrients. The countryside's sounds formed a natural orchestra around her as the fire's heat shimmered in the air. This was her world, earth, fire and sky coming together in the act of nourishment. The stage was set for the transformation of simple ingredients into something extraordinary. Ilara felt a deep peace, knowing she was part of an ancient tradition. The sacred fire was ready for her healing soup. Ilara added homemade ghee to the hot clay pot, its aroma mingling with wood smoke. The spice paste sizzled as it hit the ghee, releasing a cloud of intoxicating fragrance. She stirred, letting the spices toast and deepen in flavor. Chicken pieces went in next, browning gently and absorbing the complex paste. Carrots, tomatoes, and whole chilies followed, left in rustic chunks to sweeten the broth. Fresh well water covered the ingredients and a pinch of rock salt was added. The heavy clay lid sealed in the magic. Now, time and gentle heat would work their alchemy, transforming the pot's contents into golden elixir. The fire, the pot, and Ilara's wisdom guided the slow dance of flavors. Healing was simmering under the open sky. As the soup simmered gently on the stove, its fragrant steam began to fill the kitchen, carrying with it the promise of comfort and well-being. The rhythmic bubbling was a soothing melody, a testament to the slow, deliberate process of nurturing and healing. Ilara sat nearby, her granddaughter at her feet, drawn by the aroma that danced in the air. The little girl's eyes were wide with curiosity, eager to learn the secrets held within the simmering pot. This was the time for sharing wisdom passed down through generations, a sacred ritual of culinary and cultural inheritance. Ilara knew that these moments were precious, opportunities to instill values and knowledge that would last a lifetime. Ilara explained the power of ginger, its knobbly form concealing a fiery warmth, warming, soothing, a gentle heat that spreads through the body, chasing away chills and discomfort, and a remedy for colds and upset stomachs, a natural defense against common ailments. She emphasized that nature provided everything they needed to heal. She called turmeric the golden healer, its vibrant color a reflection of its potent properties. Cleansing the blood and easing pain, a natural anti-inflammatory that soothed aches and promoted overall well-being. Combining turmeric with black pepper, she said, made its magic stronger, unlocking its full potential and enhancing its absorption. Garlic was a protector, warding off illness and strengthening the immune system. Coriander, a calming friend, soothing the mind and easing anxiety. And slow-cooked chicken broth, a true restorative, replenishing vital nutrients and rebuilding strength. Ilara spoke of these ingredients as trusted allies, each with its unique gift to offer. Not just food, but medicine from the earth. A connection to the natural world that nourished both body and soul. "When you eat this soup," she told her granddaughter, her voice filled with warmth and affection, "you take in the strength of the earth and the love with which it was made. A potent combination that healed from the inside out." The best kitchen, she said, was a garden, a place where nature's bounty could be harvested and transformed into nourishing meals. The best medicine, a loving meal shared with family and friends, a source of comfort and connection. The lessons were simple yet profound, but their power was lasting, passed down through generations, a testament to the wisdom of the ages. The soup was more than nourishment. It was tradition, a link to the past, a celebration of heritage, healing, a balm for the body and soul, a reminder of nature's restorative power, and love in every spoonful, a tangible expression of care and affection. The fire crackled merrily, the pot simmered contentedly, and wisdom was passed on, a timeless exchange between generations. The healing power of nature was alive and well in Ilara's kitchen, a sanctuary of nourishment and love. Hours passed as the soup transformed, its aroma drifting through the cottage and out into the lane. The scent was a silent bell, calling family home from fields and play. Ilara lifted the lid, releasing a golden cloud of steam. The soup was deep gold, the chicken tender, the vegetables sweet and soft. She ladled the rich broth and tender pieces into a large serving bowl. The day's labor had become a gift, an offering to those she loved most. The aroma of welcome filled the air, drawing happy footsteps to the table. Grandma's secret soup was ready to be shared. The family gathered around the wooden table, sunlight casting warm shadows. Ilara served each bowl with care, making sure everyone received a share. The first spoonfuls brought silence, just the clink of spoons and sighs of contentment. The soup was everything they hoped, rich, tender, sweet, and deeply nourishing. Conversation soon flowed, stories and laughter filling the room. Worries melted away, replaced by warmth and connection. Ilara watched her family, her heart full, knowing this was the true magic of her cooking. The garden, the fire, and ancient wisdom had come together for this perfect moment. The secret ingredient was always love, stirred into every pot and shared at every table. In this small cottage, a simple bowl of soup became a celebration of life's greatest blessings. The meal ended in happy silence, the family content and united. Ilara smiled, knowing her tradition would live on in every shared meal.